You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's see. Why am I not seeing you on screen? What's going on there? Like sound going on or what?
Yeah, sounds on.
Yeah, something's off. I'm not sure. Let me check here.
Know that.
Says I'm in the show, so I have a feeling it has to do with this.
You guys hear me? You guys hear me?
Why is it mic is muting? There we go.
You guys hear me now?
And Josh is in there too. Yep, he's in there too. I see. So.
You guys hear me?
Yep. I don't know if I just don't know if we're actually transmitting live.
No, I'm looking at YouTube now.
Okay. Show standby. Stream will begin soon.
It's on standby.
Okay, perfect. That's where it should be. Yeah, I was kind of getting something else, trying to work on something real quick there, Dave, when you guys probably saw me on here. So I was just coming downstairs.
Are you guys hearing music?
Yeah. Josh, I bet it's all coming from Josh from the floor.
I didn't think that.
Yep, that's where it's coming from.
I
can mute him just like that. So he'll come back.
All right.
I'm gonna have to unmute him. Who knows?
That's better.
Yeah. The problem is I want to see. I don't know why we're not seeing people on. You should be able to be up on the main screen here, and I don't know why.
What are you looking for, Melvin?
I find where we're all showing up on stage.
I think you got this there.
I do too. That's what I thought too. Yeah, that's. Why is it not going? That's what I'm trying to figure out. No, I don't want a new layout. That's all four of us up there. Hey, Josh, are you there? Maybe he stepped away. Andy's not on at the moment. I was feeling really good about this evening. I got in here and started playing with the system set up, and I'm not seeing. There's no audio coming out on the other side, is there, Jason?
Say again.
Can you hear us on? Hey, Josh. Quick question. Hey, quick question. How do I put the guys up on screen?
Gotta get rid of the this.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you go under media assets,
yep,
you see overlays.
Let me scroll back. Yes. Oh, just get rid of the overlay.
Yep.
So that's all it is. Okay. Yeah, I knew that earlier too. Okay. Yeah. I just had a bumhead moment. That's all.
That's all good.
Yeah.
So I'm. Why do I hear myself?
You're echoing, John.
Hang on. Let me
adjust your audio
settings. Echo cancellation. That's not on. Do I have another start open somewhere?
I don't know. Let me turn my mic. See if that does.
Okay, that's that one. No, I don't have another one open.
Where's the echo coming from?
Yeah, I don't have anything else open either. I'm only got the one studio here, so it's not on my side either.
Okay, I'm gonna dip and come back. Stand by. Oh shit! I don't want to do that.
There we go.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Josh, Decker.
There we go. That might be our best layout for now. Add the stage. Oh, he just added himself. Gotcha. Okay.
I'm not echoing. Nah, here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Good. I
know why. My echo was on. Still there.
My echo cancellation's on, but
Check. 1, 2.
yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem. Do you? Yeah.
You don't hear it anymore?
No, not really.
Right there.
I didn't hear it that time either. Oh yeah, I do.
There it is. It's that.
Y'all have done something bad.
What's that? Oh boy, you did a
You got it.
RF finder, huh?
No, ComJot.
What is it?
He was talking about that.
Say it one more time, Josh.
ComJot.
What is that one? I'm not familiar with that.
It's like an RF finder, but cheaper.
Oh. Do they have tablets too?
All right.
This might as well be a tablet.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's pretty big.
Yeah, that's huge.
ComJot. I have.
No, my echoing. I put my headset.
Oh, you're echoing horribly.
Okay, this makes sense.
I turn it off on my side. I turn my echo cancellation off. Whether that makes any difference or not.
I turn my echo cancellation off too.
I'm working on it.
How do you spell that, Josh? Just COM?
Just like.
COMJOT.
How's that?
There it is.
All right, Dave.
No, you have it going on. And I can't hear Josh.
Let me try this.
You sound good now. Josh, can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
I still hear myself. I don't know why.
See, I'm not hearing it on my side at all.
Okay. If you're not hearing it, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Not from this side, at least.
Yeah. So here, it's your show, Marvin. You run it as you see fit. I can only stay in here until 8 o'clock Central. So
Okay.
I'll have to drop for that time.
Okay. You may go ahead and just do the opening then too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your show.
We have a special guest, AA4WX, with us this evening, live from Huntsville. Good. I'm glad you made it, Josh. That's the good thing. I'm glad you made it. So,
Oh yeah, already got the first video posted too.
and you get your tent set up and all that, and you're all good. You must have left pretty. You must have left pretty decent today.
I left about 9 o'clock this morning.
I guess I'll add Jason back in here. Oh, you left early this morning. Wow.
Yep.
Good.
You calling me, Marvin?
Yeah, I just saying. I decided to add you back to the show after all. I figured I need one more person in there.
Okay, I can go down to Alabama.
Right? Oh, I think we'd all like to be in Alabama.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dave's muted. I don't know why he's being so quiet. There he is. Oh,
I'm trying to figure out where the echo was coming from.
Oh, there we go. There's Michael. Hey, Mike. Got your fancy NARA shirt on this evening, too? Good.
We'll see how the Wi-Fi holds up here in the hotel.
Okay, you don't sound too bad.
Oh yeah, you're down.
No, but I'm going.
We're all echoing this evening. Let me see if I can. I don't know what the hell's going on with the mic.
Just watching us live.
Now, Michael, now talk.
All right, we'll see how that works.
I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me at all?
Nope, you lost your audio.
Well, that's good. I don't hear the echo.
Go up a little bit, Mike.
Well, that's on you.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're live.
It says.
Hi everybody.
Hi everybody.
How did we get to go live? Heck. Well, I guess we're 4 minutes till. We'll run this for a moment and we'll put everybody backstage and then we'll.
We're already rolling here. We're already out there.
All right. Well, fair enough. Because I asked. That's why I asked Jason a minute ago. I said, "Are we just showing the background?" And he goes, "Nope, we're live." No, we're just showing the background. We're not live. So
Yeah, we were. And I just looked up and it is live.
I wonder how that became live all of a sudden. Well, let's see how many people we got joining in here.
Yeah.
We got 7. Wait.
Everybody hear Jason back there?
I wasn't. Michael, are you? Do you got audio now, Mike?
He's muted.
I think he froze. So.
Do we still have the echo? Yeah.
And boxes are not the same as usual either. Oh, there we go.
There you go. And Jason, where he must have dropped.
So yeah. Jason Marvin probably the best thing to do with this, even though we're live.
Huh.
Everybody just stay quiet unless they need to talk. Because otherwise the echo's going to drop people off.
Yeah.
It's got to be a bug in the green or something.
Yep. Something's going on tonight.
All right, we'll see how my Wi-Fi holds up.
Well, folks, I think we're gonna. If you guys will stand by, we're gonna get the show rolling here since we're already kind of live. And let's make this happen here. welcome to This Week with HamShack TV. Thanks for guys joining us this evening. We got several people here in the chat going, and thank you all for joining. Appreciate you watching. I'm Marvin, W4OPS, and I'm hosting this week for Josh, even though you do see him here on the screen. A4WX is joining us live from Huntsville, but he's going to have to drop out a little early on this and wasn't sure he's even going to be able to make it on. So hence the reason I'm kind of hosting that for him this week. And we also have our special guest, Mike, W4OPS with NARA, who will be coming to talk to us here in just a few minutes. And so just want to, kind of see how everything's going with everybody. And let's say hi to the crew and what's happening this week. Let's get with Josh first, since he is always our true host. And let's see what he's got with us for Huntsville information.
Good evening, everybody. Live from Gigapark. I don't have any affiliation with Gigapark, guys, but just to say thank you to them for having great Wi-Fi here in Huntsville, Alabama. We checked in on Monte earlier this afternoon, and that video is already posted where I set up camp. And this is going to be a total new experience for me. It's been 25 years since I've left it, but we're going to do it and see how it works out. But give y'all a quick just look here. Here's where we are. Gigapark is just a phenomenal story, y'all. If you ever get down here to Huntsville, Alabama, you need to come to Gigapark. This is just fantastic, and I've already blown too much money down here the way it is.
Oh, that's welcome to HamFest. That's what happens.
And we haven't even gotten to the HamFest yet.
Right. No doubt. I'm great. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy your new toy as well there. So, but let's get Andy back in there as well.
Ooh, somebody's back going. I think it's coming. It's coming from Andy. Yep. You're muted, Marvin, or something.
Oh, I said let's go over to Dave, Hillbilly Ham. See how your week's going, Dave.
Oh, good evening, everybody. My week's been, it's been one of those. I can't wait for tomorrow to be. Tomorrow to get here. So I'm not. Yeah.
Amen.
It's been a rough week. Let's put it that way. As you see, I'm stumbling over my words. Other than that, just looking forward. It's going to be hot this week, so I don't think I'm going to get out and do it. But hopefully do some more work on the jack. I got a new microphone, so hopefully it's not overdriving right now. But other than that, that's about it right now.
Yeah, Jason, how's your week going?
Oh, it's doing good. Talked to Josh on Alabama. Talked to a few guys down there in Art, and just been cleaning house and just relaxing.
Yeah, good. It has been one heck of a weekend. It's been warm up here as well in the Massachusetts area, and it's we had these last couple afternoons. We've had rain come through, and in the middle of the afternoon, and after that, it just turns freaking sticky, hot, and humid and terrible. So I'm ready for some cooler weather to come through and knock some of that down. But I'm driving to Wisconsin starting tomorrow afternoon, and so it will be kind of nice to have some cooler weather there. So yeah, for sure. Let's go to Mike at W4OPS. How's your week going, Mike?
Oh, it's going. Busy. Always.
Yeah, you've had a lot going on this week, probably prepping for Huntsville here. So
Yeah, lots of prepping for Huntsville. Left today from the Springfield, Missouri area, and down here in Mississippi. Tomorrow I'll be over in Alabama.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to see Josh come through somewhere around there too. And
Marvin, this audio is terrible. It's echoing for everybody here. I wonder if maybe you should try muting while everybody else is talking and see if that fixes it. There
That's
we
it.
go. There
I
we
just
go.
ma-
That fixed
I
it.
manually muted him.
All
and it
right, that
killed it.
fixed it. Yep, that's perfect. Marvin, you got a lot of feedback on your end. You're muted right now because Josh muted you, but it's all the feedback's coming through through your system.
So it wasn't us, Andy.
Nope, wasn't us.
Okay, I thought it was me because I've been keeping my microphone muted this whole entire time. I thought my headset was doing it. I was like, no, mute, because they said mute it, and I had it mute the whole entire time, and it's like, oh, it's still echoing, so it's not me.
Also, our volumes seem extraordinarily loud tonight for some reason. There's something went weird there too, but it was all feeding back through Marvin's system at the same time. So
So Marvin dropped for a minute. Maybe he's going to try to reset. Sorry, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Glad I can be here for a few minutes at least. Yeah, it's part of road shows, you know. You always going to have bugs, but appreciate folks coming in here. Bring Marvin back in and see if we've got. Nope.
Is that any better?
You still got it.
Where is that audio coming from tonight? That's
Hey,
really
Marvin, you don't have YouTube open, do you?
I don't have anything open.
Marvin, what's your reverb?
It's not reverb. That's not going to be Marvin, try. Why don't you try rebooting the whole system and see what happens?
Is that? Can you still get me there?
Yeah, we hear you, but we're still echoing.
And you're still echoing.
Yeah, you're echoing. Sorry about this, Mike.
Yeah. Well, I'll mute for now, but Mike, I'm going to let you run with this. Talk about NARA for a few minutes while I solve this problem and figure this out. So, Mike, W4OPS, he is my brother, actually, and we'll have him talk about NARA this evening, and you'll find out more information in Huntsville here.
Sure. So we're going to be down in Huntsville, and we're looking forward to it. It's the first time we've had an official booth at a HamFest. So that's going to be exciting. We are also doing a forum at 2:00 on Saturday. So the people who are down there, hopefully they can be able to stop by and ask questions and learn more about the newest national organization for amateur radio. And that is the National Amateur Radio Alliance. The National Amateur Radio Alliance was formed kind of after Florida, after Hamcation down in Florida this year. A couple of us got together and we decided that we were going to form another national organization. So we went back and forth and decided on the National Amateur Radio Alliance. And we are a membership-based organization, so we do have members. The members have a lot of authority written into the bylaws for different things. And we do have a membership system. But the thing that really sets us apart more than anything else is not only can you join as an individual, but because amateur radio is such a wide community, you could also join as an organization, for example, a club or a podcast or a YouTube channel. You can join as a corporation, so things like Yaesu, ICOM, things like Ham Radio Outlet, DX Engineering can all join under a corporate membership too. So it's not just individual memberships that we have. We also have organizational memberships and corporate memberships too. Because in reality, we all have a vested interest to make sure that amateur radio thrives. So we kind of set ourselves up a little bit different in that aspect. But for being 6 months off the ground, we have a lot of stuff going on. First of all, we have a long list of initiatives that we started off with. One of the first things we did was Club Week. And Club Week is a week-long event. It's coming this fall. We've actually set the dates, but I can't quite announce the dates yet. But it is a week-long event that's designed to get clubs on the air talking to other clubs in a non-contest environment. Now, it's not a contest. It's more of a laid-back event. So there's no points to submit. There's no logs to submit to us or anything else. The main purpose of it is to collect those special QSL cards that you might not be able to get your hands on because those clubs aren't on the air very often. We're talking like the Disney Amateur Radio Club, the Kennedy Space Center Amateur Radio Club, all those little specialty clubs that are out there, but all the little clubs across America too. So we all have QSL cards, and that's the primary purpose of the event, is to exchange QSL cards. However, there's so much more stuff written underneath of this event because clubs can use it as an outreach. They can have a open house if they have a ham shack. They can go set up in a Lowe's parking lot. They can go set up in a Walmart parking lot. They can go set up in a park and do parks on the air. They can partner with their local community center, their local Boys and Girls Club. Like there's so many places that they can go set up and operate this event. And because it's not a contest where it's so fast paced that, you know, new people who maybe they just got their license and they're nervous about getting on HF, or someone knows nothing about ham radio, but they're willing to pick up the microphone and talk to someone. Because this is such a laid back event, it's a better environment to do that in, as opposed to say something like a field day event or another contest, or like the GOTA station, where you have things coming at you so quickly, it's information overload. So we wanted to create a more laid back event to get people talking to each other on ham radio. One of the things about this is we actually recommend a 3 to 7 minute QSO. So you can exchange information like, how many people does your club have? How long have you guys been a club? What kind of activities does your club do? What's the weather like in California? You know, you can have this conversation going back and forth. If you do want to exchange like your 5.9, like your signal reports, you can. We actually recommend to do it in the long form. So if you have bystanders standing by, you can tell that person, yeah, you're 5.9 into, you know, Massachusetts, or you're 5.9 into Tennessee. But a better way to learn it, and a way to learn the signals, is to do the long form. Be like, yeah, your signals are really loud and your audible's clear. We'll give you a 5.9. So you're actually saying, you know, what the first number stands for, your 4.4 or your 4.5 or your 5.8. You're saying what that first number stands for. You're saying what that second number stands for. And it brings back this whole mentoring thing in the ham radio community that ham radio is known for. So we recommend that, and we recommend having a QSO, and we recommend getting on the air and talking to each other, because really that's what amateur radio is all about. It's not about the contest. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the context. It's about communication. So that is our flagship event that we came up with right off the bat, just to get people talking back on the air. Since then, there have been a number of other items. We're looking at doing a something in the spring with the American Legion amateur radio clubs. There's a handful of American Legion clubs, something similar to maybe 13 Colonies or Museum Ships Weekend, where the goal would be to contact the American Legion amateur radio stations. We're looking at something like that. We have a website that we've come up with that's going to be in constant development for a long time to come. But on the website, we have our initiatives listed out. And a few of the things we have that are in the works would be a club locator map. Now, there are 12,000 registered FCC clubs in the United States alone. If you look on different maps, like the ARRL has roughly 3,000 affiliated clubs. And if you're a new ham and you get on the internet and you're like, well, I want to find a ham radio club near me, you know, the first thing that's going to come up, probably more than likely, is going to be the ARRL website. And when you start searching that, it may bring up a list of clubs in your area, but because not every club is affiliated with the ARRL, it's not going to bring up every club in your area. And we see that as a problem for people who want to get involved in a club in their location. We want to give them the resources that they need to find the club that's closest to them. So we've taken these 12,000 clubs and we've combined them in a database, separated them out by state, and we've created an interactive map where people can go find the clubs next to them. Now, the thing about this map and the thing about any database is keeping the information up to date. And it's going to be a massive project, but I feel like we'll probably have volunteers step up to help us out. But club leaders can actually go in there and register. And whenever I say register, it's basically signing up to manage their pin on the map. And they can add their website. They can add their meeting times. They can add their contact information. They can add their Facebook page. So what we're doing is we're giving them the club call sign and the name of the club. But clubs can go inside and update there. So even if you're a small club of 5-10 people in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, and maybe you can't afford to have a website, maybe you can't afford to do all the social media or anything like that. Now you have a place where you can list your information that you'll be found if people start looking on our website for clubs near them. So I think that's going to be a big benefit to clubs. The other thing I'll mention, and if you notice a theme here, we're talking about clubs, because clubs really have been in the past the backbone of mentoring people and getting people licensed, and they're the ones that handle the testing and the VECs and stuff. So we want to see the clubs really thrive, and we want to do a lot of things for clubs, but I feel like there's a lot that can be done. One of the initiatives that the National Amateur Radio Alliance, we should have a ticker to see how many times I can say that tonight, the National Amateur Radio Alliance. One of the things that we have put together that we are working on currently in the background are club councils. Now, if you've ever been involved in like the American Red Cross, the American Red Cross has chapters. The Boy Scouts of America, they have councils, regional councils. And the National Amateur Radio Alliance has councils. And these are regional sections of the U.S. where clubs can come together online and talk about what's working for them, what's not working for them, how to do, what they're doing to get new members if they have an event coming up. Like, I am an absolute 100% firm believer that there should be an amateur radio table at every state fair in the United States. There just should be. You have people from all over the state coming to visit one spot, and you have such an outreach opportunity. But I don't know too many clubs out there who can man and staff a whole entire booth for a whole entire week at a state fair. And that's what the club council can do. It will allow these clubs to start talking to each other, work out those schedules, plan events like the marathons. If this club over here in this area needs more assistance, when they get together with the club leaders, they can say, hey, when you guys go back to your clubs this week or this month, ask them if any of them are available and want to come over in here, and how about this club? Because if we can get clubs working together and we can foster those connections, we have a lot of opportunity for clubs to step up and really make a presence in their community. So we have the club councils too.
Hey, Mike, real quick. Do I still have echoes, guys?
You're sounding good.
No, I'm good. All right.
Clear.
Well, I have no
You're
idea.
clear.
You're
Well,
good. You're good.
Good.
So
I'm glad
that-
sorry.
It wasn't you, Marvin. You weren't having the echo. We were all echoing through you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like everything was feeding
I
back
know.
through your system except yourself.
Okay, you're not Marvin no more. You're Melvin.
Right. So, Michael, I want to give a quick example of this. You're talking about
because that's a great time to stop and see if there's any questions so far about any of those, the club map, the club councils, or the other one that I mentioned.
Yep. So club councils, there's kind of an example of this, and maybe you can share a bit more about it. Down in Nashville, the Nashville Amateur Radio Club is actually coming through and reaching out to several of the surrounding clubs in the surrounding counties and trying to do the same type of thing where there's, you don't have enough. It's no matter what organization you're a part of, typically you have I'll call it the 15
200 members and 5 people that volunteer
that do all the work most of the time. And so it's one of those things where they're trying to get more clubs together that can, run an air show or do a major bike-a-thon or bike race of some sort or whatever. There's a lot of gravel rides in Tennessee, and they're always short staffed. So they're trying to get more clubs together to get a resource of information out there, whether they're doing, a ham fest or it's a weekend tailgate fest in a parking lot somewhere. They can get more information to more people because they have all those contacts going. And so I don't know, are you aware of any other? I think there's another one out in Kansas or something. You said there was or Oklahoma is kind of working on something like this too, correct?
There is. The really neat thing about this is as we talk to clubs around the U.S., we have found that clubs are already doing this on a small, unofficial scale. There's a set of clubs up in Illinois who they get together and they do a ham fest. There's like 8 different clubs, and they get together, and instead of having 2 or 3 small ham fests around this region, they all band together and do one ham fest. And then they split the profits from that ham fest. But I think that's a great thing because, you're not having a ham fest in March and then another ham fest in June, 30, 40 an hour away. If you can combine those resources and have one ham fest and make it a regional ham fest. And the other thing I've had a thought about, and I have a vision, and Parks on the Air, everyone knows Parks on the Air, huge organization. People just like to go out and talk in the parks. And they've started doing these things called regional meetups where people will travel 3-4 hours to come to the park for a weekend and have a regional meetup. And some people might not travel 3 or 4 hours for a ham fest, but they'll travel 3 or 4 hours for a regional meetup for POTA. So if you can get together with 2 or 3 different clubs and have a larger ham fest and plan a regional POTA meetup the same weekend. So now, maybe you're going out to dinner Friday night, Saturday you have the ham fest, Saturday night you're having the POTA meetup in the park, and it just becomes a big celebration weekend of amateur radio. And I think that's one of the things that we as operators can do to kind of foster the, how do we get Hamfest, revitalize them and make them more fun and get them so that people want to go? How do we turn some of the Hamfest to maybe more technical displays where at the Hamfest we're having a toroid wrapping demonstration, or we're having a soldering demonstration at the same time? And how can we make these Hamfests a little bit more interactive? So,
especially for the new hams that may need some, additional help and stuff, and learning some of this stuff, and it's harder today sometimes to find those Elmers or mentors that are willing to help you. And so it's you kind of provide these educational classes or courses, like that. It's kind of handy to be able to have somebody, help organize that.
Can I jump in just real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. How about you?
I'm doing great.
That's fantastic. I think I may have to drop here soon, so I just wanted to insert this here. I think it's fantastic what you guys are doing. It's really, really cool, and I'm excited to see where this is going. But I was going to say, since you're in Huntsville, why don't you track down James in 0WRL at the World Radio League booth and have a chat with him? Because I think this is something that we could all get on the same page about, and maybe do something really cool. So yeah, why don't you track him down while you're at the?
So we've talked to James a couple times, and I like James. I like the World Radio League, of course, but we do have ham radio prep, and one of the things we want to do is reach out. We have 4 areas that we concentrate on: resources, advocacy, outreach, and engagement. So we want to engage amateur radio operators. That's why we have clubs and these events like Club Week. But we want to also outreach to people who have never heard of amateur radio before, or they're like, it sounds familiar. So if someone has a webpage, I'll let someone else share this. But if you pull up whatishamradio.com, this is a page that we have put together and are working on. But it's in the hopes of having a national public awareness campaign sometime in the next 2 to 3 years, where imagine you're driving down the road and you see a big billboard on the side of the road that says, "What is ham radio?" ? And that's all it says. And you get people going to this website. Well, what is ham radio? What are these billboards about? What's going on here? So they go to this web page and check it out. And we actually have Ham Radio Prep as one of the links on there down at the bottom for additional information. But to answer his questions, this is for the non-technical people. What is ham radio? who uses ham radio, like who gets their license. Anyone can become a ham radio operator.
That is
Do you,
really cool.
why do you need a license, and what are the license categories? So this is very, very, very basic stuff.
Awesome.
Once I get my license, what can I do with my license? And these are some of the things that you can do with your license. And then as you keep going down, if you scroll down a little bit further, we have some, dive deeper into some of these questions about, what you may have. And then we have a list of steps, like how simple is it? We have broken these down into 6 steps, and 7 if you count joining the Alliance, which everyone should go join the Alliance, right? But below that, we have the links for ham radio prep, ham study, the FCC, and the National Amateur Radio Alliance. So we want the non-technical people who are just like, I've never heard of that, but they might be interested in it if they knew about it. But we felt that there was a need to do more outreach to the general public and do more education with the general public about what is ham radio. So this is one of the things that we put together. But I will definitely be talking to James this weekend as well. We look forward to that.
Well, yeah, that's really, really awesome. And like I said, I may have to jump here in just a few minutes, but thank you. I'll say it now. Thank you so much for coming on. It was great to see you and have you on here. But yeah, this is really exciting. I'm really excited to see where this thing goes.
One of these days we're still going to have to get together. I'm only 15 minutes down the road from you in Springfield. It's just a matter of.
Well, then we absolutely need to. Yeah, 100%.
We'll get that sometime this fall, maybe for Club Week or something like that. We'll get together and hang out a little bit.
Nice. All right.
Hey, Mike, quick question. You coming to Joplin?
I'm going to be. When is Joplin?
Not this weekend. Next weekend.
Nope. He'll be in Wisconsin with me.
Oh, come on. I'm going to be at Joplin.
You going to be at SparkCon?
Yes, we will be at Spark.
Okay.
We're going to be at Spark. And again, that's one of those ham pests that we'd really like to see grow. He does a really good job of, I see him everywhere. I see him down in Claremore, Oklahoma. I see him all over the place promoting SparkCon. And we'd really love to see that grow. So we will be there this year.
He's the reason I'm not going to Huntsville. He came to me when he got this deal to have it, and Brett he said, "You're one of my biggest supporters. You got to be there." I'll be there, Brett.
Nice. Yeah. So we're going to be there. I don't have the dates off the top of my head, but it is on the 12th. Is it
October 11th and 12th?
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those months that slows down a little bit.
Mike, were you at SMARC this year? Springfield?
I think
Southwest
so.
Missouri Amateur?
I didn't see you. Did you? No, that one's in Springfield. Next to that's my club's.
Okay.
Yeah, Springfield. I didn't know if he was at Springfield or not.
He stopped by more because I had flyers on the table for him.
Okay.
Okay. So let me tell you a couple more. Yeah, let me tell you a couple more things about the organization. First of all, we are a nonprofit organization. We are based out of Tennessee, so we're a Midwestern organization, which is why we're proud to be able to go to Huntsville and call the Huntsville Hamfest our kind of home Hamfest where we make announcements. But it does enable us to bring more opportunities to talk about radio to the Midwest. The other thing is I was at Moore, and I want to do more at Moore. I'd like to see another table out there. We'd like to go to some of these things where, again, you don't see ham radio represented, but you have 30,000 people all gathering at the same place. And ham radio pairs so good with all these other hobbies, whether you're an outdoor enthusiast, maybe you like to hike, maybe you like to go off-roading, maybe you're a cyclist, but ham radio pairs with all these other
absolutely
all these other things. So we want to be able to go to these parts and go to the off-road shows and set up a radio booth and say, hey, have you guys heard of ham radio? This is what we do. This is how it benefits your hobby. So
hey,
that's, yeah.
Just real quick before I forget, I want to first tell you thank you for coming on the show, for starters. I appreciate it. Second off, I want to thank you for accepting me in you guys' group. I've been trying to find something like this for a while, and I couldn't get anybody to even come back to me. I get on you guys' website. I think it took 5 minutes filling it out. If that, boom. And I'd like to thank you that you let me part of your organization. And also, um, I would like to help in any way I can. I am a VE too, besides being an am director. So if you need anything like testing stuff or like that, I can help out with that. But I just like to get involved. And I feel the same way. That's why I became a VE. I want to bring in the new hams, the ones that don't know nothing. And I agree with you. Why go to a booth and talk to somebody that already knows what you're going to talk about, and they're probably going to blow you off anyways, you know?
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you thank you for letting me in the organization. Thank you for coming on the show. And if you need help, look me up or get a hold of Josh, and he knows how to get a hold of me.
Don't tempt me with a good time because we need volunteers. That's the thing about a member ran organization is we do need the volunteers. And like I said before, the members have a lot of authority. One of the things that we have in the bylaws, say the board of directors, it's governed by a board. The board of directors can literally, vote someone out of the organization if for some reason they do something, like break the law or they do something against the values of the organization. We have it set up for the board member can vote somebody out of the organization.
Like an honor code.
Yeah, but with that, I got to thinking, I was just like, well, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to put the power back into the members' hands. So if for some reason someone does something just, that they got fined by the FCC because they were doing something they shouldn't have done, and maybe they're sorry they did it and they're like, okay, I shouldn't have done it, but the board kicked them out of the organization anyway, they can actually repeal that decision back to the members, and the members can say, you know what, we're going to override the board and we're going to vote this person back into the organization. And that was really important to me to be able to give those members a say. A lot of times you'll see for committees and stuff like that, if a committee on an organization is made up of board members. And I didn't think that was enough. So as a member of the National Amateur Radio Alliance, if you're passionate about events or if you're passionate about awards and you want to serve on the events committee, you can apply to be on the events committee, even if you're not on the board of directors. And again, that's another way where we wanted to put the power back into the members' hands so that they can participate and have a say and have a voice. But I don't say a lot about membership in the organization. I really think if someone sees what we're doing, and if they like what we're doing, and if they agree with our vision, they're going to want to support the organization. So, one of our key focus areas, we have resources, engagement, advocacy, and outreach. Members is not a part of those key focus areas. We're member ran, but we want to concentrate on things that are going to benefit our members, not on a membership drive. So that's something that we do, and maybe it's just me having a lot of faith in people, but if people do see us, we need the support like you, Jason, of saying, hey, you know what? These guys are doing something cool. Let's go ahead and sign up for a membership, because it costs money to do the billboards, to have the website, to have the 1-800 number, to have the Google Workspace, to do all that. So it's only because of our members that we're able to do this. And right now we're standing a little over 350 members. And if you do the math in a 6-month period from when we started, we're gaining over 50 members a month in growth. So that's something that sounds good. It sounds bad when you say we only have 350 members, but
So
you've only been around since what, May?
yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you saw me in June with the Flyers, so you haven't been pushing it very long. Quick question.
We haven't.
I have a question. You say the members can override the board, stuff like that. Is this organization going to be the members driving the board and the board steers the ship? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the board has a lot of power. When you put 300 people in the room, we went to the Foundation Group, which is a Tennessee company that makes sure nonprofits are compliant. And they said, there's certain things you have to have. And I've been going back with them a little bit. And one of the things that they were talking about is the members approve the annual budget. And I said, you can't even get Congress to approve a budget, let alone if you have 1,000 members. If you have 2,000 members, you will never be able to get a budget approved. So I don't want the members to vote on the budget. Maybe certain line items, like how much should we spend this year on outreach, or how much should we spend this year? Maybe certain line items get approved by the members. But having all the members approve the budget, I just don't think is feasible. So the board of directors, they do steer the ship, but we have representatives, or our goal is to have state representatives, just like the ARRL, just like the NRA, just like the American Red Cross, where we have councils. We broke the United States down into 10 regions. Those regions coincide with the FEMA regions. So Region 4, as FEMA knows it, is Region 4 for us. Region 9, as FEMA knows it, is Region 9 for us. So we're broken down into regions. And then
I kind of pulled it up on the map, so I don't have a bigger. Do you have a bigger on the website, Mike?
I don't have a bigger one on the website. We posted it on our Facebook page, and I will have a map. I have an 11 by 17 map of this that we're going to be showing on the table here at Huntsville. But the U.S. is broken into 3 sections. We have the central, the eastern, and the western section. So you have ability to contact your state representative who can pass the information up the ladder, down the ladder, talk to the regional representatives and stuff like that to get information back and forth. But like you said, you were trying to, Jason said he was trying to, get a hold of someone. We've kind of had an internal policy of 48 hours. If someone sends us an email, gives us a call, wants to get a contact with us, has a question, needs assistance, our goal is to reach out to that person within a 48-hour period so that we can get back to that person. So there's a lot of things in place like that. There are a lot of things that are still being discussed because we are still such a baby organization and a brand new organization, and we've hit the ground running. But
I pushed in on that map a little bit. If I could, that's the best
I do see it.
with it there.
Yes, so Region 4 is all of those.
I pulled it up on just FEMA regions, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you look up FEMA Region 4, you will see all the different regions that we are broken down to. And we are looking for volunteers for those different regions too. So if someone says, hey, I live in Oklahoma and sounds like a good organization and I'd love to be a part of it. If they want to be an Oklahoma state representative, or if they want to be a regional representative in that area, we are looking for volunteers to be able to go out to the HamFests and promote the organization, to be able to answer members' questions. We are in about 47, maybe 46 different states and 4 countries. We have Canada, the U.S., and a couple other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. But how we got into 4 or 5 different countries is beyond me, but we did. And I think it's a good idea because, like, if you look at the Radio Society of Great Britain's website, they're a great organization. We should be supporting them, and we should be getting emails from them so that we know what's happening in the amateur radio world in Great Britain, what's happening in the amateur radio world in Canada, what's happening in the amateur radio world in Australia. And all of these different countries have, great national representation and some of those websites are better than others. But we've gotten a lot of inspiration from looking at seeing what other people do and how they're doing it.
Like, do you have anybody in Region 4 for North Carolina yet?
We did not know.
Well, explain me again what you have to do to sign up for that and responsibilities one more time. Just refresh my memory.
So on our website, if you go down to volunteers, there's a place where we have a volunteer section on the website. People can go and say, hey, I want to volunteer, and they can sign up. It shoots your information into a database that emails me and says, hey, someone's interested in volunteering. And it could be for as a state representative, a regional representative, a website, IT, if you're good with social media, if you want to help plan events, if you want to be on an awards committee, there's all these different needs that we have. And if you have a passion, it's about passion. When passion meets purpose, you have the ability to do a lot of stuff. And people who are passionate about amateur radio, like I am, I've been licensed since 1995. I'm the largest supplier of Parks on the Air merchandise with my store, Ham Stuff Online. I'm a Winter Field Day. I'm on the board of directors for Winter Field Day. I love ham radio. And I think we take for granted a lot of times the freedom that we have and the so many different frequencies that we can talk on and all the different spectrum that we have and the freedom we have to experiment. I think we take that for granted sometimes.
For sure.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Mike, real quick. I know you're talking about. We're at Huntsville, and you've got the Alfred Vale 2020 Young Kiers Award. I know you've been working on that and a lot going on with that. And then also, did you? Well, I guess if you wanted to touch on the Excellence Award, but kind of maybe the reason why NARA was started.
So there's a couple reasons. If you look at our board of directors, I am literally the oldest person on the board. All the other board members are younger than me. Our youngest is Josiah, and he just turned 18. And Josiah is this kid who's just an absolute Parks on the Air fanatic. He's the Oklahoma state map representative for Parks on the Air. And he's a crazy CW operator, like just super fast CW operator. And I'm impressed. I'm just completely blown away at how good some of these people are at CW. It blows my mind. And whenever I was talking to him down, and we were in Claremore in Oklahoma, and I was like, there should be an award for people like you. There should just be an award for people who are just great at CW, and they're young. So we started doing some research. And even though we're a new organization, amateur radio is built on tradition and history, right? Amateur radio goes way, way back.
Generate.
Yeah, and we want to honor that history. We want to honor that and educate people. So everyone knows the Morse code, of course, Samuel Morse. But Alfred Vale is a name that's not as known. And Alfred Vale was instrumental in helping refine the Morse code and how that was put together. Because we often think that, Morse code invented Morse code. Yes, but as he was sending Morse code, and as anyone across the U.S. sends out CQ, there has to be somebody on the other side answering that call. It's communication. It's a two-way street. So Alfred Vale was the gentleman who was on the other side of these transmissions, the very first Morse code. And we created the Alfred Vale 2020 Young Kiers Award. This is an award for this is an award for youth under the age of 20 who are 20 words per minute or better in proficiency.
Like it.
Now, one thing that I'm really excited about, and it shows the momentum that we have as a national organization, is we have teamed up with the Long Island CW Club. And my many, many, many always thanks to the Long Island CW Club.
Absolutely, they're great.
Yeah, they're really passionate about youth too.
They are
Howard
awesome.
over there. Yeah, Howard over there said, you know what? If it involves youth, we're willing to support you. So when a young operator goes to our website and fills out an application, it's not a nominated application. Anyone can apply for it if they meet the qualifications. When a youth goes and applies for the award, we contact the Long Island CW Club. They're the ones that contact the youth and actually do the proficiency test. So we contact the youth, we make sure they're absolutely qualified and they're proficient at 20 words or better. Long Island CW Club certifies that they're eligible for the award, sends that back over to us, and then we send out a nice printed certificate, not a PDF that you download. We send out a certificate.
That's awesome.
That they can put up, and it may be the first certificate that they've ever received or something like that. So
Right.
the Alfred Vale 2020 Young Carriers Award, it's one of our very first awards that we put out, but I think it's a worthy award for a segment of the community that's not recognized enough.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mike, I'm sorry. We had a question in the chat. I'll do it later.
Well, I was going to get to that chat in just a second here. You want to talk to the Excellence Award first, or we can go and answer the question in the chat here?
Let's go with the Excellence Award. I'll just real briefly on that. We have another award. It's called the Excellence in Amateur Radio Award. I'll probably be speaking on that more at a Huntsville coming up, if not at all. But that's an award that's not quite ready to launch yet, but there's nothing like it out there. And I think if there are people who want to recognize a outstanding club president, maybe a mentor in their life, someone who's really had a technological achievement in amateur radio, it just kind of blew my mind whenever I realized there's not an Excellence in Amateur Radio Award. So that's another award that we have under our belt that we give out. So what was the question in the chat?
So yeah, I'm going to show it up here. Scott's got the question. What's the benefit of joining? Okay, let's back up one question. Is it NARA or NARA?
NARA. We go by NARA.
we got to get that in the room first.
It's not NASA.
So it's NARA.
It's NARA, but a lot of times you'll just hear me call it the Alliance. And that's what we are. We're a group of allies who just want to see amateur radio thrive. And we're allies. We're not just, individuals, but, we're corporations and clubs and stuff like that. So we're allies. The Alliance is what I call it a lot, but it isn't NARA.
Okay. So he says, what's the benefit of joining? I joined, but I got confirmation, but that's it. So
this has been the hardest question I've had to answer, because as a new organization, we don't have a lot of those personal benefits. And one of the things we don't want to do is reinvent the wheel. There's already publications out there, and we don't think we need a publication. We don't think we need a VE group. We don't need to sell insurance. There are organizations and groups out here already doing this. But our main goal is to become a central hub of information. If you want to find out some of the really, really great publications that are out there, some of them are free, and some of them are made by people in Canada, some of them are made by people in Australia, but they're great publications. So we want to be able to bring all these resources to our website and kind of create a hub, a go-to place to find the best of the best information about ham radio. If you want to learn SDR, we're not going to write a book on SDR. We're not going to make a video about SDR. We're going to put a page up on our website, say, hey, we have found these 10 best videos that we've found, and these 2 or 3 pages that talk about SDR. Go to this page and cut down your search time greatly by going to our recommended sites. So we want to become a central hub for that. One of the things that we are rolling out for our members is a license reminders, when your license expires. We are working on the back pages right now where you can receive either a text message, a phone call, or an email when your license is 90 days out from expiration.
Wow.
It's completely optional. You can sign up for it. But a lot of times, we may not be aware that, oh, my license expires next month and I didn't even realize it. But as a member, you'll be able to go to our page, sign up for this service, and then we query the database. And when we see that a license is 90 days from expiration, it triggers a sequence that will either call, text message, or email that person and say, hey, this is the alliance. This is a friendly reminder. Your amateur radio license expires in 90 days.
That's really cool.
And we have that set up for 90, 60, and 30 days out. It will query the database. So if you renew in those first, between 90 and 60, it doesn't show it's expired. But if you don't renew, it will send you another email at 60 days out and say, hey, your thing is about to expire. So that's one of the little things we have for our members. We're looking at. Say what?
I said I got another question while you get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your organization, does that cover all class license technician, general, amateur extra?
It does, yes.
Okay.
So someone can start as a extra, and if you're a podcaster, say you have a I'll use you, Marvin, because you have the Ham Radio Guy podcast. If somebody wanted to sign up as a podcast, they could sign up as a podcast. Now, if a club wants to sign up, say, and I apologize, I doubt they're watching, but if they do come across this video, like the Daytona Amateur Radio Club, I did a presentation with them not too far back, and they said, hey, we decided that we want to go ahead and sign up as a club. The organization will email that club a discount, like QR code or a discount code, so that if any of their members decide, well, I'd like to sign up individually, their members get, $3 to $5 off of their personal memberships because the club is a member of the organization.
All right. I like that.
So it's another way. And if you have enough people in your club signing up and saving $5, it pays for the club's membership.
Mike, I know you sort of kind of spoke as if this was kind of not really on the radar, but one thing that could be a potential option, especially as this thing starts to grow and you get more members, one thing that could be a potential option is to make it kind of goes along with your outreach, honestly, make testing, online testing, an easier to access commodity. So maybe even just kind of bring together some of the members, use them as your resources around the states to form free VE sessions, online VE sessions for testing, and just kind of have a reference list of a whole schedule on your website when the next class is, what classes you're going to be offering that day and what have you. And like I said, you've got all these members as free resources. There's the potential there for being able to make becoming a ham even easier. I know this has already been done to some degree, but sometimes the free ones can be hard to find. And if you've got an organization like this that's growing and just really trying to publicize ham radio, then I think it would be a great option, especially if you're going to be behind a lot of outreach. Then you can say, hey, not only this is how valuable ham radio is, but here you can study with these resources we've listed. Then you can take your test with us. So kind of anyway, it's just an idea.
Yeah. No, and along with that, and we've discussed the idea of doing like the FCC fee reimbursement. So the FCC is going to charge you $35 to get your license, and for some youth or some communities, that $35 fee is fairly significant. I complain whenever I have to go to the DMV and renew my license every year for $89. It's just like another $89, right? I agree. But for things like youth, I think we should have something in place where we can reimburse that $35 fee to make it easier for them to get their license. We've also talked about scholarships and what does that look like if we're able to offer scholarships. And like I said, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, and the NRL has a bunch of scholarships. I just read I think it was in their board minutes the other day, and they've just been giving out thousands and thousands of dollars of scholarships. And that's great that they do that. And I think it's needed and appreciated by the people who receive those scholarships. So kudos to them. But I always have to ask myself, can we do more? What can we do? Jonathan had that question, will there be a lifetime membership option? And I don't know if we will come across a lifetime membership option. One of the things we did, and it's asking a lot when you have a brand new organization. No one's heard of these people, but they're asking you for like $35 or they're asking you for $32. Like, do you give them money? Do you have that faith and that confidence in them? One of the things
I want to share out that membership options again. If you're going down that road.
Okay, I am. One of the things we did earlier this year is we had a complimentary 90-day membership that we offered. Unfortunately, those expired in June 30th, but I wanted to give people time to receive monthly updates from us and see that we're no joke. Like, we're hitting the ground running and we're making progress. So we do have a thing called the individual 5-year, the founding membership. And the founding membership is $160. It's a 5-year membership into the organization, but it really gives us that beginning boost, that economic boost that helps us get our feet off the ground and really helps us get established. I am very proud to say that at this point in time, we have spent zero of our members' money. Zero. All the money from every membership that has signed up so far has gone into an account, and it is just sitting in that account. I have personally funded every flyer, the website, the Google Workspace, the telephone number, and all that. And I'm able to do that because I've had amateur radio operators support me through Ham Stuff Online for the last 3 years. Whenever I started that company in 2022 is whenever I started it. And because of their generosity in supporting my business, I've been able to take my funds and really start giving the Amateur Radio Alliance a boost and getting it started. So we have that money and we're letting it grow so that we can do the outreaches and stuff. Dave, we talked about being at the Morse show earlier. One thing that just happened up in Wisconsin is the aviation Oshkosh. Oshkosh has the big air show up there. 700,000 people show up at this thing.
I want to pause for just a second. Josh, I know it's 8:00 and you probably had to be kicking here. Any last words for the minute here for the show? And thanks for joining us from Huntsville. And
well, thanks for covering the show there. Glad we got all the audio issues worked out. Yes, I do need to jet. They've already warned me to get out.
I see lights going off.
Yeah.
For trespassing after hours.
Yeah, I don't have bail money for you, and I've done enough super chats for you.
After
7-3, Josh.
After dropping $800 in here, you'd think they'd push it a little bit. But anyway, guys, hope y'all have a great show. Throw some super chats if y'all want to. Otherwise, I'm heading up to the campsite. Got video posted today of building the campsite today. Tomorrow evening, there'll be a video that gives a tour of Gigaparts here. And then we'll have more stuff. If you're in Huntsville, come join us tomorrow on Monte Santo for the POTA event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll start serving food, I think, over 11:30. So
I think that's
Josh. Go tell James and Jim hi at the WRL booth.
Oh yeah. I'll be talking to them for sure. Y'all take it easy. Everybody, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support here on HamShack TV. Marvin, thanks for hosting. And we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks,
Josh. Thanks, Josh. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Josh. We'll be at the POTA event.
Guys, I just
smack Mike in the head.
Now, Mike, back to you. You said 700,000 folks at Oshkosh.
Gosh, record numbers. And there was there's a little bit of ham radio representation. I know the ARRL has gone there in the past. ICOM shows up because they do aviation radios, and there's a local club that has a table as well. But when you have the ratio of a small radio club to 700,000 people, that's a big ratio. And so I think there needs to be more. We would like to go up there, and the booth is expensive, but we see it as a great opportunity to reach young kids, people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm interested in getting my pilot's license. Well, guess what? you don't have to wait until you turn 18 to talk on the radio. You can start learning how to talk on the radio now. And when you turn 18 and get your private pilot's license, you're going to be a pro. So
absolutely. And Moore, like you said, Moore is also a really good option. Moore here in Missouri. That's a really great option for you guys. I mean, that's perfect. I was kind of sad to see there was so little ham radio representation. That thankfully Dave and his club had a really great spot right at the entry, and that was really fantastic. But other than that was about it. I mean, there were several hams there, but there wasn't really any vendors. So having you guys there would be fantastic. Sorry, Dave.
Andy, you won't really, because and actually, I probably shouldn't say nothing. You won't really see any ham radio vendors there because the GMRS guys have got it locked up. They've got their booths rented
Mike
years in advance. No, you can ask Mike. There's a reason he brought me the flyers to put on our table. It's hard to get in there. I was shocked when I got our spot.
Well, we're glad to see that you guys were there. As a national organization, and personally, I was glad to see you guys are there. I think there are things like that throughout the U.S. that we're missing out on opportunities to see these moments. And part of it is maybe the clubs don't have the resources. So we really want to give our clubs we want to empower them and give them the resources that they need. You know, maybe they need a set of flyers developed so that they can hand out flyers. Maybe they need something else, but we want to be able to give them those resources that they need. So helping out clubs is a big part of what we want to do. Empowering individuals is a big part of what we want to do. Reaching out to the communities. There are several homeschool organizations. Well, let me step back. There are several companies who host homeschool conventions throughout the year. There's one company, they do 5 different conventions in like Texas, Ohio, South Carolina, Missouri, and maybe one more. And at these conventions, homeschool families and co-ops show up, and there are vendors there for, you know, math and science and reading and stuff. And these parents are saying, I am a homeschool parent. You know, what can I do for my kid? I want to get my kid involved. What's the best math curriculum? You know, what do you guys offer for science curriculum? And they meet these homeschool vendors. And I think there needs to be amateur radio representation there, because if you have parents, if you have moms who are saying, my kid turns 8, my kid turns 9, my kid turns 10, and he's really interested in science or he's really interested in math, they need to know what ham radio is, because that just opens a huge floodgate of possibilities for them personally and, you know, professionally if they get that ham radio license. So we want to go to these homeschool conventions. We want to go to the Moore Show. We want to go to the Oshkosh, and we want to reach out. That requires money and resources.
Mike,
I have a soft spot in my heart for homeschool conventions because, or for homeschool, I should say, because I was homeschooled growing up. So,
and when you look at the statistics of the number of amateur radio operators, I know personally, there's a lot of homeschooled kids already who are in ham radio. So we need to get more of these homeschooled families to know, how do we work with the co-ops? How do we work with the convention organizations to get our feet in the door? And that's what we're shooting for. So I think there's a lot of good that the National Amateur Radio Alliance can do for amateur radio. And I hope that people will see the vision that I have and the initiatives that we've already begun and say, hey, this is an organization that I could get behind. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's Michael. We know, between me and him, I don't know. There's several families we know that have amateur radio students that are homeschooled, and they're just super brilliant people. I mean, they're just absolutely great.
I mean, look at me. Oh wait, maybe that's not a very good demonstration.
Yeah, look at you, Andy.
Hey guys, I got to drop. It was great to see y'all. I'll say 7-3 to you. I may be able to jump in the chat later, but I'm gonna have to drop for now. Good to see everybody.
Very good, Andy.
7-3.
Thanks for joining us.
Mike,
Always a
so great
pleasure.
to talk
Always a
to you.
pleasure.
We'll have to meet up at a POTA park or something one of these days and do an activation or something. But good to see you.
I want to circle back, Mike. Thanks for joining us, Andy. Appreciate you being here this evening. And circle back into the chat if you can. But we'll see you next week. I want to circle back with a question here that they asked earlier. It's like, what's the benefit of joining NARA? And I think we kind of touched briefly on that. But I think that's a really important question that a lot of people always ask, that what's in it for me, and how do I benefit from that? And so I want people to, I want to be able to have you answer that a little bit more if you can. I hate to pinpoint you on that a little bit, but I think that's always the question. I mean, you being my brother, I've asked you that same question. Why do I need to join NARA? And I certainly have. But one thing I think kind of cool, and I want to mention, is that the cool part of there's two things that again, he's my brother, so therefore I know him a little more, but I know a little more of the inside information. We talk once in a while, he runs things by me. But what I think is really cool is that when you join, you get that little, whether you go to Panera Bread or Dunkin' Donuts, or you get a flight on Southwest or Delta, you get that little wallet card that pops up in your phone, and you can add it to your iPhone wallet. And so you kind of have your membership card digitally signed per se, which is kind of cool that you can have your membership card right there and say, hey, yep, I've got my membership in my phone. Everybody's got one of these. And so it just goes right onto your wallet ID, which is kind of cool. So that's a neat way to have a card. Nowadays you store, I probably got 20 things in there that are, digital cards of some sort. The other thing is the community back end that you're building for kind of a knowledge base, questions, a community, not really a Facebook. We don't want to get into the Facebook side of things, but if you want to touch base on that, I think that's a really cool program that you're working on in the back end still to finalize and work on. I think that's really cool that people be able to use that. And yes, there's Discord and all the other things out here, but this will be, I'll let you talk about it more. So
there's several things when answering this question and when talking to the other board members. Several different ideas come up. What can we do? Ideas? Can we approach places like HRO and DX Engineering and say, hey, are you willing to offer discounts if someone's a member of the alliance? We've looked at different things that we can do to get people benefits. What can they get as personal benefits? It's really hard because a lot of times I'm looking at the bigger picture and how can we contribute to the community as a whole? How can we pool our resources? And we do live in a me society. What's in it for me and instant gratification. That's what we want. That is what we want. But I try to get people to say, can you see the bigger picture of what we're doing for the community, and can you get behind that? But for the personal benefits, we do have that digital card. And I don't know if it's necessarily a benefit, but when you sign up, we're not going to send you a card in the mail. That would require sending you money for a piece of paper, and that just seems foolish and irresponsible to use your funds that way. But you do have, we have invested in our membership platform. So when people sign up, they're able to download a digital card, a membership card that has their member ID number on it. One member once asked me, are you trying to inflate your numbers? Because I'm member 25,305. And I'm like, no, not trying to inflate the numbers. The 25 is the indicator of the year that you signed up. 250 is the first three numbers of what you signed up. The last three numbers are the member that you are, 001, 137. But we are looking at, as we get more and more members, because we have to look at our cost per member expense and say, well, if we're going to charge $32 and it's going to cost us $10 to have this platform for our members, is that worth it, spending that $10 of our members' money, of every member, to support this platform? But there are platforms out there that we're looking at that are like Facebook without the meta. There's no advertisements. There's no suggested things that are totally irrelevant to you. But it's a space where people can sign up. There's a feed on their page where they can go and see other people's posts. There's groups in there. People can join a group. So it's like a combination of Discord and Facebook. But if you get into Discord, you know how quickly things. I mean, I leave Discord and go check it a couple days later, and there's been so much going on since the last time I was in there. It's easy to miss information. So we have considered having an online community for our members to be able to go join groups on SDR, join an ICOM 7300 group, and be able to ask questions like you would find with the Yahoo groups or Groups IO, but it's ham radio specific all across the board. You're not going to get spammed with the advertisements and the non-related stuff on the side of it. So that's one of the things that we've been looking at.
You
have a question, Jason?
What now?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Mike. My T.O.
I'm doing good. Did you have a question, Jason?
Oh, yeah. I was waiting. I didn't know if you guys saw. I thought you usually got punch it. But my question is, Mike, are you guys going to do anything with e-coms?
We have to. I mean, if we're going to call ourselves a national organization, we have to, right? That's one of the things we've did in structuring the organization to begin with. Is, like I said, we aligned with the FEMA regions. So our region 4 is FEMA's region 4. So to start off with, we took a page out of the NIMS ICS playbook and said common language, right? If we refer to the region 4 and ITDRC is referring to region 4 and FEMA refers to region 4, we're all on the same page communicating now. So that's the first step we did was have that common language that the ICS system promotes.
Yeah.
But we have looked at NIMS and ICS and Oxcom, and I've actually emailed the people at CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Administration, whatever they are, and I've told them, I've expressed this concern that there are valid amateur radio operators out there who want the Oxcom training, who they want the training because they want to be involved and they are a resource for the states. However, they cannot get that training because they are not affiliated with an agency. You have to be a served agency to get that training.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, tell them to start getting involved with their Aries groups. Oxcom is working with Aries to where they're going to start. That's a group that you could be involved in. They're doing that to where they could actually get Oxcom certified. They are working to start doing the testing through at least Aries, possibly race these two.
The big problem with that, Dave, is you've got some Aries groups that are maybe in Colorado or California or maybe some parts of Tennessee or maybe Georgia. They're really great. But the Aries groups in Missouri or Minnesota or Arizona may absolutely just be crappy, and they don't do that much. They're not that active. They may have a once a month meeting, but they don't really do much.
Not down in my area in Missouri. Don't put my state in that.
South Carolina the same way, Marvin.
I don't know that that's those are Pacific states, but yeah, it was kind of my examples I was given. Just some parts of the country it's really great. You may have the north half of Missouri sucks, the southern half may be really great, And
I understand that, but that's a way right now, because I know what Mike's talking about when it comes to having to be through an agency like he was talking about. That's why a lot of the Aries groups are pushing this,
right?
But FEMA's also pushing it, because FEMA wants everybody certified the same way.
Right.
As they should be, 100%. Michael, real quick, what you got?
No, I was going to agree with Marvin. We have Aries here in Southern Mass. I am from Mike's neck of the woods. I lived in Cheatham County and I lived in Williamson County. So I'm familiar with Aries in the state of Tennessee and WCARES, because I was a WCARES member. I think I'm still on the logbook for some reason. I don't know. I haven't been in WCARES in years, but But I agree with Marvin. They say they're Aries, but nobody goes out and does anything. That we get all sorts of requests via email. Hey, we got a bike race to do, or hey, we got this to do, or hey, and nobody responds. Nobody goes out. Nobody does anything. And it's not like when I lived in Tennessee when we put out for one of the bike races through Leapers Fork or someplace in Williamson County, or everybody was there. Everybody who's a member of the club was there.
I understand what both of you are saying, but you know what I put that on? The people not getting involved and
Correct.
the people not pushing back. So I mean, we can say badmouth everybody, but my first question when I start hearing that from people, especially like around here, well, Aries don't do nothing. Are you involved?
Well, I think a lot of
no, and that shows. Then you can show them exactly what's going on.
I think a lot of that is just a lack of leadership from the top down. That people just don't have the experience and knowledge, and they don't have the ability to really know what to do, to how to maybe run that organization, or what they need to do to reach out to the local emergency management agency to be able to do that sort of thing. And so they're just kind of a lost soul out there saying, yeah, I've got an Aries organization and I'm the section manager for that or whatever, the county manager for it, but we don't really do much because we don't really know. I don't really know what to do. I was voluntold to be,
So I agree with that.
Wants it, right?
So if we're lucky and if we cross our fingers and if they do what they say they're going to do, there was mention at the last board meeting, if you go through the 40-page document of the board meeting minutes in July, the ARL had talked about revamping the training program for Aries. Is it something that should have been done 5 years ago? Probably so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're recognizing and they're stepping up and they're saying, you know what, maybe we should look at this and maybe we should revamp that and reevaluate this program. Hopefully they'll make it better. And no matter which areas you go to, kind of no matter which Boy Scout you go to, the Boy Scout oath is the same in every trip across the U.S. or the uniform is the same in every across the U.S. Hopefully they can unify the Aries no matter which state you go to. If you're, this Aries group and this Aries group come to this location and they're both volunteering, it doesn't matter which assignment you get, your training was the same. So let's hope the ARL does that. And I'd really like to see them step up in that department. But Oxcom is a big thing. And when I sent the letter to CISA, my main point is these amateur radio operators need to be trained, whether they're a part of a served agency or not, because the first communications in and out of a disaster area may not be coming from a served agency. And we've seen this in North Carolina. That guy was on the repeater, and I wish I could give him the respect that he deserves and give him his name and call sign. I can't. Yeah, he was on that repeater nonstop for a week. And it's important that ham radio operators have the information that regional and state and FEMA and all these incident management people and these EOCs, we have to give the responders the information they need. And if we don't have the training and know what they're asking for, we can't serve them as amateur radio operators as great as we should be able to. So I think it's important that all amateur radio operators do the Oxcom training and have that knowledge available to them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, NCOM is going to be something that we encourage and push for, and the uniformity and high quality training too, because it's important.
You know what I want to add to that, Mike, about that guy, about other people? Everybody loves ham operators when it becomes an emergency. Especially that guy in North Carolina. He did 24/7. I don't even think he went to the bathroom. Don't quote me on it, but he was at that mic.
Yeah.
But what gets me is how people badmouth ham operators all the time. But when it comes to an emergency or they need we're their hero then. But when it's not that, it's like we don't exist, and that really bothers me.
I'll touch on that a little bit, Jason. Part of that has to do with ham operators themselves. that think they're superior to everybody. When, like him, he showed the people what true ham operators are about.
Right.
They're for help. So what you're seeing, Jason, has a lot to do, and everybody knows I call them sad hams. It has to do with those type of ham operators. But that's not, I mean, anymore, I don't think I hear that much about how bad ham operators are.
And it's not,
when I bring,
no matter what hobby you have, because this is a hobby, whether it be a model airplanes, model trains, firearms, no matter what hobby, there are those people in the hobby who you hear this phrase, they're going to ruin it for the rest of us. Even in Parks on the Air, you get the people who argue with the Rangers or something like that, and they're like, they're going to ruin it for the rest of us. So you're always going to have those bad apples out there. And I think that's one thing that the training kind of weeds out, because the people who say, I have my ham radio and I'm going to save the world, they have that attitude and they're not going to take the training. But if we can get the people who sincerely want the training, if we can get those people trained, I think it's a necessity. And the bad apples are just going to be bad apples. I
agree with you, Mike, 100%. You hear that all the time.
Yeah. Well, Mike, so you're at Huntsville. You've got a table there. You're be setting up. It looks like you got a forum that you're gonna be talking at this year as well. Tell us a little bit about Huntsville, what your plans are, and then kind of what's on the future table here for the rest of the year through 2025.
So not too long ago, we were able to go to HamQuest in Middle Tennessee. That's right outside of Nashville. And that was kind of a first table we actually had a booth set up at, where we had a banner in our name, and we were able to sign up members there in person as well. After Hamvention last year up in Ohio, I was contacted by some of the committee members who do the Hamvention committee, said, hey, we didn't know you guys existed before Hamvention. However, we want to be able to support the organization and what you guys are doing. If you guys want a booth next year, reach out to us and we'll make sure you guys can get a booth and some floor space. So we're going to be at Hamvention next year. Hamcation, I'm unsure of already, but we're at Huntsville. And Huntsville, like I said, is going to be our home ham fest. We've talked to Mark down there, and we've asked, is it okay if we use the Alabama Ham Fest to make our yearly announcements, to announce winners of the Excellence in Amateur Radio Award, to announce dates like when is Club Week. Club Week is coming up towards the last half of the year, a little later than what I wanted it to be, but we're making that announcement at Huntsville. After Huntsville, gosh, I have a full-time job, so while doing a full-time job and running ham stuff online, I also decided that I was crazy enough and a glutton for punishment that I wanted to start a national nonprofit organization. So I got 3 things going on right now that just take up so much of my time.
And you're on the Winter Field Day board, and we got rules to get out by September 1st.
So I've heard. So that's something else on my plate to do. But rest assured, the National Amateur Radio Alliance is here now. There's another national organization that wants to empower and reach out to clubs, and we're not going anywhere. Now that we're here, we got a full board members that we needed to have the board. We have initiatives. We have members starting to back us up and support what we're doing. So we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'm hoping some volunteers can step up and alleviate some of that pressure off of me as far as, answering emails or answering questions. We are working on along with our membership platform, where we can have a private community. Part of that is having an onboarding process. So if Dave says, hey, I'd like to volunteer with you guys, what can I do or what does it entail? We have a onboarding process where they can learn about the values of the organization, the initiatives of the organization, and it's just a simple, multiple choice test, because we're all familiar with those, right? A multiple choice question that says, what year was NARA formed? What are the 4 key areas of focus for NARA? so that we know whenever someone says, "Hey, I'm speaking on behalf of the organization," they know what they're talking about as far as the organization goes and what our values are. So we have that onboarding process that we're putting together.
Well, you said if I wanted to step up and volunteer, you just put a multiple choice. I done failed. Put the test in front of me. I done failed.
Right?
So, Mike,
I believe that.
anything else you want to add on the mic? Because I got two additional questions for you.
No, go ahead.
So my first question is, you've got NARA versus ARRL, and why do I want to join you versus the other organization? A lot of people ask that question, and I think that's a really good question. And it's not really, whether you join this or that. Answer that question.
It's not a question of whether you join this or that. It's a question of you join both. And I think you can join both, because one of the questions we ask our members when they sign up is, are you a member of the ARR? Part of that is I'm nosy and I want to know. But part of that is how can we help our members in what they do? So over half of the members who have signed up with us are ARRL members. And I think it's fine to be part of both organizations. If you're a part of the, let's say, the aviation industry, and if you're a part of the Experimental Aircraft Association, and take me. So growing up, I was into magic, and I like magic. I was a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians, but I was also a member of the Fellowship of Christian Magicians. And it's the same way. You can be a member of multiple organizations because each organization benefits you in one way or another. Are we here to compete? Are we here to compete with the ARL? Absolutely not. Is a healthy debate and a push-pull and all of that part of growth and collaboration and friendly competition? Is that important? Yeah, that's how we innovate. That's how you have, ICOM, who thinks they're better than Yasu, who thinks they're better than Kenwood, and Flex, who thinks they're better than everyone else, right, Gene?
The PM match, yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with having some friendly competition, and for another company or another organization to look at another organization and be like, man, I better step up my game. Like, they're out here doing this and this, and we want to aspire to that. I think it's okay to be a part of both organizations. If you're passionate about contests, the ARRL is the place to be. They have a lot of contests. That's like all they do is contests. If you're more of a rapture and you'd like to see the laid-back events that we create, join the National Amateur Radio Alliance. We create more laid-back events that foster communication. So there's different organizations helping amateur radio operators in either way. Just because you're a member of one doesn't mean just because you're a member of the Alliance doesn't mean we ban you from being a member of the ARRL.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jason.
This just popped in my head because I was talking to a guy on All Star he was talking to me about this. Are you good in your organization to put in for people that are blind and disabilities and can't see type deal in this program? Because he was talking to me today about what rate he'll get because he can't see and something with speech. And I recommend him, the ICOM 7300 because it's got the speech program and everything else. But what I'm getting at is, your organization going to implement that into?
So that's a great question, and that's one of the things that came up at the Daytona Beach Amateur Radio Club, because they have a blind ham radio operator in their club, and I do think there needs to be more resources for individuals with disabilities, whether you're blind or handicapped or whatever. How can we make amateur radio inclusive of a variety of people in the community? So I do think that's something that we need to look at as a national organization and be like, one thing that we are doing next year is we aim to launch the national, the State of Amateur Radio Survey. This is a national survey that's going to go on for many months over the course of next year, where we're asking questions to find out where we're succeeding and where we're failing, and what the needs of the community are. Because if you're going to be a national organization, and if you want to help ham radio operators, you better know where they need help. So we're going to survey the community and ask, hey, so we're going to do this. And I think that's one area that we need to look at. Kansas City is great. They have a club for blind hams in Kansas City. I wish I knew more information about it. There are some resources out there. I think blindhams.com or blindhams.net are it's one of those two sites. And that's a great resource. And that's a great resource. But we do need to look at this. And I wish I had all the answers, and I wish I could just snap my fingers and make all these initiatives, 100%, full force. We have to look at areas where, like, okay, well, how can we make the biggest impact with the least resources? Because we don't have a whole lot of resources and we don't have a whole lot of budget. But like I said, we're not going anywhere, and we're already looking at strategic plans between 2 and 3 years out and 3 to 5 years out. And, what can we put in place in those two time frames? And what is our goal by the end of 2027? Where do we want to be, and what do we want to have in place as far as initiatives and systems that are helping amateur radio operators? So we're already working on those, short-term strategic plans. And that's definitely one of the things that we need to consider is how do we help disabled hams to do stuff. And that state of amateur radio survey that we're conducting, we're doing the legwork, but we're sharing that data with everyone. Manufacturers, clubs, podcasters, YouTubers, the ARRL, we're putting that data public out there because it's information that we hope that they use to manufacture better radios. We hope the clubs use it to develop better community events for their communities. We hope other organizations use it to, increase their membership and increase their services. So even though we're doing the legwork, we want to make that information available for everyone because we're all about the community as a whole.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. You pretty much answered my question that you guys are going to look into it and everything. But you pretty much answered my question. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Rob, go sign up. usnara.org. I don't do that, but that's the key. That's what we need is people saying, hey, I believe in the organization. Because when we start talking to the FCC or we go into a state and say, hey, you guys are getting ready to, put this piece of legislation on the docket for your state. And we can say that we have, 44,000 ham radio operators in your state. And here's a letter of petition from them. Then we have a voice, then the congressmen and senators are like, oh, well, okay, that's we didn't know we were affecting that many people, by having this law. And we're not a advocacy group. We're not registered as a Washington lobby or anything like that. But just like with the FCC has now allowed comments on their dockets, we've actually filed 2 comments with the FCC already. One of them was just recently on the AST Science, trying to get the 440 portion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we filed comments on that. We filed comments on delete a while back. And even though we're not an advocacy group, as a national organization, we have to advocate for ham radio. Part of that is specifying our stance on what the topic is, educating our members on what's going on, and then giving them the opportunities to reach out to their legislation and their senators and their congressmen and write letters and say, hey, we learned about, this is about to take place. We're firmly against it, or we're, opposed to it, and let them have their say. So that's how, we justify saying that, yeah, we do advocate for ham radio, is we empower our members with the knowledge that they need to have their voices heard in their individual states.
Education is the key, Mr. Mike.
Awesome. Michael, thank you for your time this evening. We really appreciate it. It's been Wow, a lot. I mean, even as my brother, it's like I felt like I knew even about NARA than I knew beforehand. So, if you're at Huntsville or you're going to be at Huntsville, go visit the NARA booth. He's got lots of cool flyers. You got one of the flyers handy, Mike?
I don't have any flyers handy, but you can come talk to me. You can come talk to Josiah Russell. He's WD5JR there on the screen. He is our youngest board member, and he is a member of the National Amateur Radio Alliance as well. So he's on the board of directors.
Catch HamShack TV each and every Thursday right here at 8 p.m. Eastern. So,
yes, sir.
Mike, before you get out of here, when are you going to be back in this area?
I will be back there Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, but you're leaving before Joplin, right?
Yes.
He leaves on Friday. He flies to Wisconsin on Friday, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yeah.
When are you back after that?
Tuesday.
Boy, maybe I come back on Tuesday. Yeah, and that's the 3rd, I think.
I think you're right.
Of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get together and maybe go have dinner and talk.
We'd love to. Absolutely, that'd be great.
And Mike, if you ever get to North Carolina, let me know in Greensboro.
You got my email.
I'm thinking about coming out to Roars Fest. I'd love to come out and see Roars Fest, and give me a chance to come out and see Dom. He's a big Parks on the Air activator out there in North Carolina. I'd love to come out and see him again. So I do have reason to go to North Carolina.
Hey, Mike,
okay, cool.
What's your booth number at Huntsville? Do you know?
Right beside the POTA booth.
Right beside the POTA booth.
We no longer use numbers for Huntsville. Everything at every Hamfest is now in correlation to where the POTA booth is at. So
I've got to thank Mike before he gets out of here.
Yeah.
Because of me putting the stuff on the Next Amateur Radio Club, I have 2 memberships to give away at our Hamfest in November.
I didn't, I can talk about amateur radio for hours because we are passionate about it. But one of the things that we are doing for Hamfest all across the country is, and if we haven't reached out to you and you have a Hamfest, reach out to us. But we have some complimentary memberships that we can donate to your Hamfest so that you can use those as raffles or prizes at your Hamfest. They're 2 complimentary memberships. It's a year-long membership into the National Amateur Radio Alliance. It's a way to help us get our word out, but it's a way to help your Hamfest and give you additional prizes to hand out to the people who are showing up and supporting your Hamfest.
So, Mike, do you want to do I'm going to give you an opportunity to do a little bit of dirty shame on your of your ham stuff online and anything, any type of plug you want to give for NARA and joining as well.
Oh, please don't.
I tried to give him a lead in with what I just talked about with the gift certificate.
He had the invitation. He had the promotion was there.
So there's so much going on. If you are a Parks on the Air enthusiast, if you are an amateur radio enthusiast, maybe you want your call sign on a mug or something like that, you can go to hamstuffonline.com. And that is my page. I'm the largest supplier of Parks on the Air merchandise. And I have everything from reference ham bands, mouse pads, metal ham bands, Parks on the Air stickers, stuff like that.
Mugs.
I think you might have been the one that did my POTA badge then.
I can give you a quick dirty plug for
I
this.
very much did. I probably did.
So he's got these 12-ounce, I'll call it Yeti knockoff mugs that have the POTA logo on the front. And I'll just give you the quick hint now. I'll tell you the lid kind of sucks on it, but go buy a Yeti lid for like $8 off of Amazon and stick it right on top. It fits perfectly. And I had that coffee mug with me on Monday when I went and did a POTA expedition. I did a POTA rove in 5 different parks, 3 of those being islands on a boat. I had that coffee mug with me all the way down there. It was an hour-and-a-half trip. Yes, I had still coffee left. I came back in the afternoon, and that coffee was still hot in my truck that afternoon. So that POTA mug that he sells on his website is absolutely phenomenal. I will give you that dirty shame plug right there. That is incredible.
Yes.
I can say this, guys. I watched him start with the smaller ham fest, one of the first ones he came out to.
Yep.
And the last ones I've seen his table at, that is around here in Southwest Missouri, they emptied his table quick.
so much stuff. I got magnets and everything else available on the website now.
You call it desktop pads.
Yeah, I do have the big POTA logos.
You know,
I got it shared. I've got his site shared. If you want to just scroll through it.
Marvin, you
And
want
Mike, I just
to
looked
share
at,
it?
it was you that I got my my POTA activator, my call sign on it.
Okay, yeah, and we do the lanyards and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
hamstuffonline.com.
Yeah.
The other website, if you guys want to check out the National Amateur Radio Alliance, the National Amateur Radio Alliance is that? Yep, that's on the Etsy too. So Ham Stuff Online is my Etsy store, and I do have some things on the Etsy store, like the pint glasses and stuff that may not be on the website.
The FCC license, which is really cool, or the GMRS
Yeah.
license.
He's got all of them. Yeah.
I got some really cool stuff. But the other thing that's really important right now, because it's important to me, is the National Amateur Radio Alliance. I can't stress it enough. If you're excited about amateur radio, and if you want to see amateur radio thrive, go $32 a year. I don't think I'm asking too much. Sign up for a membership. There may not be a lot of personal benefits, but the way your $32 can impact amateur radio in a positive way over the next 5 years, I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of outreach that we can do, that we can see a surge in people getting their license, a surge in newspapers and news stations and TV shows talking about amateur.
Too, yeah.
So, lost audio.
And I do not believe I'm back. I do not believe either of those statements. I think amateur radio is thriving. I think youth are getting involved, and supporting the National Amateur Radio Alliance is a great way to support that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And keeping this hobby alive too, Mike.
Well, so that's the volunteer now section right there above the frequently asked questions. If somebody does want to get involved, right there where it says volunteer, everything from, like I said, web designers to member support staff, public relations, social media. If you want to get involved, you can fill out the form, and we'll contact you and say, hey, where do you want to get involved at? What do you want to do to help out? And I tell people, it doesn't matter if you're a newbie, if you're a mentor, if you're a club leader, if you like contesting, if you like experimenting, there is a place for you in the National Amateur Radio Alliance.
Is that the same spot you go? You said be a state representative too?
Yep, that volunteer now area right there. And if you want to join, right up at the top, there's a big old join now button, and that will take you to the membership options. We do have family memberships. If you and your wife, or if you and your son want to join, we have a family membership option, corporate membership options if you're a business and you want to join the alliance. And we have some perks and things for corporations as well, organizations and individuals. If you're 65 and over, we have a senior membership that you can join. We have the 5-year founder membership. And we're talking about what can we do for those people who say, you know what, I'm just going to reach out there and put my faith in you, and I'm going to sign up for the 5 years. We're coming up with a special pin or a button or something like that, so we can get to the founders.
I like that.
So one real quick thing is that he also mentioned to me this past week was the ability to have. I know we want to wrap this up, but the speaker.
Hours. I could spend hours on this.
Right, exactly, we could. But you're talking about creating a list of forums and speakers you can invite to your club or to a ham fest or something. If you're looking for people, you want to just make a real brief mention on this too, Mike, as another thing of what the organization is doing as a whole.
So the back pages are there, and I will be showing those at Huntsville. But the back page for the club locator map is there. The map is designed. It's a blue map. You can click on the states. It comes up with the locations of the clubs. There needs to be some database cleanup stuff. Like we have, click on Tennessee, and there's clubs that come up in Ohio and in different places. So we need to clean up a little bit. The National Presenters Panel is another initiative that is in place on the back end already. It is a place where Marvin, who may be passionate about Winter Field Day, and he is an expert at talking about Winter Field Day. He can sign up as a speaker on our website, and clubs can browse through the list of speakers to find topics that they want to present at their club meeting. Now, this is all done through Zoom, so if your club has a Zoom platform, if not, reach out to us because we're a national organization and we have a Zoom platform that we can send a link out to all your members if you want to have a Zoom presentation. But we want people, if you're interested in POTA, if you're interested in building antennas, if you're interested in SDR radios, we want volunteers to go sign up who are willing to do presentations on these topics. And then as a club president or the person at your club in charge of finding a topic for the next month, you can go to our webpage, browse the speakers, and request. When you hit request speaker, it asks you to put in like 3 different dates and hit submit. If the speaker is available for one of those dates, they contact you and say, hey, yeah, I'm available to do this on this date. So basically, we're just saying, here's the right hand. These are clubs that want speakers. Here's the left hand. These are people who are willing to talk to clubs. We're just connecting them. That's all we're doing. We're facilitating the contacts. And that's what we want to do as a national organization. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, but we want to facilitate the information.
I think that's a really cool thing.
We definitely need to sit down and talk, Mike, when you get back in this area.
We'll do it. Absolutely.
Well, Michael, thank you for your time this evening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of HamShack TV and talking about NARA and hopefully educating our watchers and listeners this evening. Again, I'm Marvin W4OPS, and Josh is in Huntsville tonight, and he was with us earlier. If you were joining a little bit late and wondering where is Josh tonight, but
he trusted us with his channel.
He did.
Yeah, he really trusted. He's got some faith in us. We could have torn it down.
Half hour here, so I'm glad. I figured we'd have everybody drop off. We're down to 3 or 4, but we got 17 watching. So thank you for those that are still watching and with us this evening. Hope you found this to be engaging. Go out and check out Amateur Radio Alliance, the National Amateur Radio Alliance.
National, USNARA, USNARA.org.
Or amateurradioalliance.org, right, too, as well?
I believe so, maybe.
I think that's what I shared out earlier.
I bought every single domain that I could come up with.
You have to. You have to. Yeah.
And nothing else, go out and check out Ham Stuff Online, which Michael had mentioned earlier that he's been supporting this out of his pocket and paying for all the NARA, the flyers, the HamFest registrations, and all this other stuff is coming out of his pocket right now. So thank you for supporting him with Ham Stuff Online. And continue to go down that road with him and getting some of your swag. And if you want something personalized, QSL cards, or you're just looking for something else to be personalized, he can do that for you as well. He has a lot of great creativity about him for doing that. And so thank you, Michael, for your time, your effort, and for keeping amateur radio live with us and keeping us informed. And he does have some great newsletters that come out once a month, keeping us informed of what's going on with the Amateur Radio Alliance. And they're very good, and definitely go out and for $32. I mean, I think we can all probably fit $32 in there somewhere, and I certainly appreciate it as well. So, thank you, Rob, for being a member. And Mike, anything last words before we wrap up here?
Nope, I think that's about it. Of course, thanks for YouTube, or Ham TV, HamShack TV as well, and all the podcasters that do what they do on their individual channels, because you guys are kind of the first public face of amateur radio that some people see. We've met youth who say, I heard about ham radio on the internet. I was interested. I got my license, and I had never met a ham radio operator in person before. And I got my license, and then I started meeting people in person. So you guys are kind of the face that the public sees more often than not. So thank you for everything that you guys do as well.
You're welcome.
Well, appreciate it. All right. Well, let's go around our channels this evening and kind of see what's going on with that. I was really had a little bit more on the lineup. We're going to I was going to talk a little bit about Mesh, Spec 5.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for Mesh.
Spec 5 and some of the other.
Yeah, we got time for that.
But we've really went over time with you tonight, but I think you had so much information to share that it was very informative. So if you want to stay around for the briefing afterwards, we'll be wrapping this up here shortly. But thank you again for joining us. So
Sounds good. I'll stick around.
well, Dave, I'm going to start with you on my right here and talk about your channel. And he's on my screen here, so
He's over there.
he's over there. Exactly. So, is going and what's coming up on your channels and what's going on with Hillbilly Am?
Well, I'm hoping to this weekend because I actually working with WRL, I've got virtual ports working with my win for Yesu.
Nice.
I still got them looking at some things, but I'm gonna give everybody a workaround on how to get it working. So I'm actually able to use my win for Yesu with World Radio League, not only with WSJTX. I can do it with my regular single sideband logging, and I can actually still use my win for Yesu to control my radio, and I can watch the frequency change on the web page in the World Radio League.
Have you converted from log old men?
Not completely yet.
Not completely. Okay. We're waiting for that moment. So
not complete, and I probably will never get away from completely get rid of it because it's a good logger that doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
But it will not be my primary logger anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's still a couple of things. Plus, I'm waiting on the desktop app. But when I showed Andy what I figured out last Sunday, Andy was excited. So I'm still working with the developers on that. But hopefully I'll have the video up this weekend to show everybody how to get it set up and working right now. So you can actually use the World Radio League website. And if you got Win for Yesu or Win for ICOM, Ham Radio Deluxe uses those virtual ports, those third-party ports as well. So you could do the same thing I'm doing with Win for Yesu and Ham Radio Deluxe.
Nice. Very cool. Jason.
Yes, sir.
How are things going on your channel? And I know you're still trying to build it, but I'm
working on that. That's work in progress. Not much. Just been talking on HF Radio. Talked to Josh and everybody on All Star. Just working and trying to make it. And I'm really impressed with your brother, Mr. Mike. I thank you for the information. I'm really into it. You got me sold, man. I think you might be our voice for Ham. We need somebody like you because we got people out there that speak it, but I believe you're going to stand behind it, and I appreciate it. And I thank you very much. And thank you for coming to the show, too. Besides that, Marvin, trying to get my channel going, do a little POTA, go to work. That's about it. And just, hope my family stays safe and ham harder.
Absolutely. Michael, looks like you put a new video this week with your buddy N1JUR. I've not seen that video yet. I've not had time to sit and watch it, but what's coming up on your channel or what's going on?
Don't be amazed. The audio went to crap about 11 and a half minutes in.
Well, that's okay. We started the show this way.
Well, yeah. Well, I rendered it, set it up. I rendered the stupid thing, set it up, and all of a sudden, Paul N10G, he goes, dude, what happened to your audio about 11 minutes and 30 seconds? And I said, what? So, yeah. Got another video putting together real quick, getting the camper done. Getting that ready for 24 hours of POTA. So if you're in the neighborhood in the Northeast and you want to come hang out September 6th and 7th, we have 24 hours of POTA. It'll be at the Greenfield, State Park in New Hampshire. We will be up there all weekend, and it ought to be fun. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot much going on. It's going to be the weekend, and Mike, I have some stuff in my my Etsy cart already from your shop. And
there may be a delay in shipping. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you're from Murfreesboro originally, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Scott Gray? From Williamson County? W cares? No? Okay.
No.
He's a good friend of mine. Williamson County Amateur Radio Emergency Services in Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. Like I said, Tennessee was awesome.
W cares, but I didn't know Scott. No, so
yeah, I pretty much broke my teeth and off in races with them, but Aries, but I did races on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Wycomico County. So. Mike, thank you for coming. Thank you for doing what you do, and I look forward to becoming a member of NARA also. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, this past week I did on Monday was I kind of talked about earlier, the POTA expedition. I did a rove with 5 parks, 3 of those being islands on a boat that we got on a boat with 6 guys, and we passed the mic around 6 times and got 5 myself and 5 operators. So we had a good time with that. Made around 57 contacts, whatever, total between total for each of us on each park. So not too bad overall. The bands weren't real great, but it is what it is. So we had a lot of fun with that. That was good. I still got to get my logs uploaded, and I use World Radio League for that the whole time. So I've got good contacts in there for World Radio League.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm actually using World Radio League, Jason. You can go look at my logs.
But what I've really been working on is trying to get my new vehicle up and running. And you can see the screen here. I've got the brake light mount with the compact antenna that I've got.
Which looks beautiful.
And that's what it looks like right there on the truck. So it knocked out today, and it looks really good. And I'm pretty impressed with that. And
it's 2 meters.
It's just 2 meters and 440. It's called the compact antenna, and it's about $150. But I don't know. I've been really impressed with that. It was doing really good overall. I'm going to be traveling this weekend through New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin. I forgot Illinois on purpose. Anyway.
Yeah. We know why.
Let me know how that thing works, Marvin.
But I'm going to see how well it works. I'm hoping it does well. And then I actually did. I got my radio up on the dash. And
did you get your power run?
I have not. I'm running off a battery right now. I'm going to have to go back and play it a little bit more to get battery through there, because I found where to run it through at. But that is my radio house kind of mounted to the truck right now.
Nice.
I've moved it a little bit since from there. It's up and a little different angle, but then the other thing is just a magnet mount for the phone. But that's kind of what that's what the truck is looking like there with the radio in it. I wanted to keep it a little bit more low key. It's got a nice stealth look to it. And so anyway,
Marvin, if you can make it down to the house this weekend, I'll run that power and ground wire for you.
Well, I'm going to be traveling to Wisconsin, so yeah, I won't be making it that way. Unfortunately, I got to leave tomorrow afternoon and head west.
Okay.
I'm hoping hopefully when Michael gets up there, if I got 2 people, it'll be a little easier to do it. One can kind of pull from the under the hood side, and the other one can be underneath the other, pushing the other way. But I'm just running it through right where the fuse, or there's a big coil of wire that goes through the firewall, and I'm running it through that same hole right there. So it's pretty easy to do. It's just a matter of getting through that. I was trying to poke through the other day with I'd make it like a little slice in the rubber boot, and I was trying to poke it through, and the whole boot came off the firewall. So I was like, you know what? I need 2 people to do this. It's like, this is ridiculous. And it's like, plus it was just so humid and muggy out today. I was sweating my butt off right and left. So I was like, I'm done. It was like, I'll figure it out when I think Michael's going to be in Wisconsin in 2 weeks, and I'll have him help me then. Meantime,
Never call bigger, Marvin.
That's my Dakota lithium batteries are going to work for me on my travel. I'll just keep it charged while I'm traveling. It'll be fine. So,
and I'm actually thinking about when I get my Avalanche back on the road, keeping my radios running off a 100 amp hour battery instead of tying it into the vehicle. Eliminate alternator noise and all kinds of stuff right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm going to run it right off the battery, but I'm just running literally off of a 20 amp hour battery. That I'm just going to have to keep charged while I'm going down the road, which is fine. I've got a 110 outlet right in the back seat, so I can put a portable charger in there with it, and no big deal.
Off.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire. It's fine.
So how you talked about the POTA trip? How was it doing those islands, taking that boat?
That was a lot of fun. That was a really good time overall. We got started about 8 o'clock that morning, got done right around probably 2 o'clock. And the boat had, I have a video of the boat, or I have video at the boat. I don't have a photo of the boat itself, but it had a ramp on the very front that just lowered down, and all except one island where we had to walk, I call it 10 feet through water to get with our sandals on to get onto the island. Every other island, he was able to pull right up to the shore, drop the front end, and we could walk right on the sand.
Oh my God, bougie POTA on the Connecticut River.
Bougie POTA, absolutely.
Oh
Great.
my God.
So, but we set up a table, set up an 891 with like a little vertical antenna, and N1 BAM brought that out, and we did a great job. So I appreciate the organizers that did that, and it was really a lot of fun to go to the islands and do that and take the boat ride.
When's the video?
I'm working on it already. Maybe I'll try and finish it up tomorrow if I can, but I should get that out in a couple of days. I've got a lot of video to do right now because I've been doing my whole truck, so I've got doing as well. So it's just but one thing after another. I didn't do a lot of video on the dash install there, but I'm going to be talking about it a little bit more and showing a few photos. But yeah, fun stuff. So that one was a little bit more challenging to do, to get my wire for the remote control head up through the dash and fishing that through. That was a little more challenging, and that's where my video stopped. It was like, I've got too much other stuff.
I'm done.
Way to go, 891. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Well, we are right at 10 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. Again, thanks, Mike, and we'll see you guys all next week back here. Josh will be back on his normal week, and we'll say thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Well,
Thanks,
breathing
all.
in here.
7-3.
Thank you, Mike.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All right,